sensitive ass that just came out of this little. I don't know where they come from, but niggas be getting wild, emotional. Niggas be turning into big super beasts. Just be trying to have fun.
If Busta ever try to film me, hit you with no complaints to what you saying, yo. Should have with that 9 million put together, yo. Yeah, I can hit better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes, yo.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know he did it. You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now.
I'm walking through the crowd and somebody grabs my hand. Just softly put their hand in my hand and just hold it. So I look, and I see this big chain that said flip mode. I look up and it's Busta Rhymes.
I'm not gonna say it over there. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, what?
We already know 50 Cent has been stacking receipts on Diddy and those infamous FO parties for years. But now, things are spiraling out of control. Word on the street is that Busta Rhymes is furious and allegedly threatening 50 Cent over some explosive footage set to be featured in 50's upcoming Diddy documentary. Sources claim there's actual footage of Busta deep in the mix with Diddy. And that's just the beginning. Months ago, Big Homie CC, Busta's ex-bodyguard, dropped some serious bombshells. The club scene has apparently known for years about Busta's interest in fun boys. Yep, according to insiders, club promoters would handpick young men specifically for Busta's VIP section whenever he hit the scene. And now 50 Cent might have the receipts to prove it all. There's allegedly video evidence from one of those wild parties showing Busta and Diddy in a full-blown freakout with several men, some of whom were actually former employees of Diddy. But that's not even the worst part. More men are now stepping forward, claiming Busta made unwanted advances toward them. They say he was constantly pressuring them to party in sketchy ways. And now it looks like Busta might be next in line for a major exposé. But here's the real kicker. With 50 Cent producing this Netflix documentary, Busta's threats might just be securing him a bigger feature in the film. So what's really happening here? Why is Busta losing it now? And what is 50C doing that's making him completely lose his mind? Let's break it all down.
I've got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like the.
You already know 50 Cent wasn't about to stay quiet with all this heat surrounding Busta Rhymes. Right before they were set to take the stage at the Humor and Harmony Comedy Festival, 50 was clowning hard. He joked that Busta might pull up in that infamous yellow leather suit from the 1999 MTV VMAs, and even posted the throwback pic with a caption, "Busta cannot wear this to Humor and Harmony. I don't care who made the outfit. You gotta pull up to Shreveport with some fashion." Busta fired back by posting an AI-generated image of 50 looking ridiculous, writing, "The blessings don't stop, so we ain't ever gonna stop. Don't let me remind y'all how you used to dress back in the day. Looking like it was Father's Day every time." First it seemed like just jokes, but behind the scenes, the situation is far from funny. Because now, Big Homie CC is back, and he's dropping even bigger claims about what really went down in Busta's VIP section. He called Busta a super zest, and said promoters knew the deal. They'd regularly bring in young men to keep him entertained whenever he showed up at a party. What started as light-hearted banter is now unraveling into one of the industry's dirtiest open secrets. And it looks like 50 Cent might be the one to blow it all wide open.
Oh yeah,
Some of your videos.
oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, "Man, we gotta bring some, we gotta bring some, what they call them? I'm not gonna say it over there. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause 'Cause, you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before. You feel me? And being around him, you hear things. You feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan. You feel me? Like every cookout she playing it. All his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack.
According to Big Homie, one wild night at the club made everything crystal clear. He recalled being out with actor and model Don Benjamin, who had brought along one of his gay friends. And
According to Big Homie, one wild night at the club made everything crystal clear. He recalled being out with actor and model Don Benjamin, who had brought along one of his gay friends. And the moment Busta Rhymes locked eyes on him, game over. Big Homie said Busta didn't waste a second. He pulled the man straight into his VIP section and refused to let him go the entire night. Busta was glued to him, calling him cute, keeping him close, and making it very clear this wasn't just friendly behavior. And according to Big Homie, this wasn't a one-time thing. Promoters knew exactly what was up. The moment Busta got booked, they'd start preparing, lining up the best guys for VIP. Because once Busta set his sights on someone, that was it.
On my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope. Tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. He stayed with them. He stayed in there with them. For sure. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. If you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix.
Big Homie didn't hold back, stating plainly.
The homie didn't hold back, stating plainly. Busta was all over that man the whole night, calling him cute, making sure he stayed in VIE. It wasn't subtle, and it wasn't random. Busta had a pattern, vibe, and everyone behind the scenes, they knew it.
I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, did he just say that? You got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
That was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
Pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe
So why hasn't anyone exposed Busta until now? Big Homie says the answer is simple. Everybody wants to be in that VIP section with Busta. People stay quiet to protect access, to protect opportunity. But then Big Homie dropped another bombshell. He claimed the industry has known about Busta's real preferences for over a decade, yet it's been kept under wraps. And he hinted that something even darker might be happening behind the scenes. Allegedly, Busta has a history of inappropriate behavior toward women. And Big Homie suggested it may stem from deep-rooted issues, saying, a lot of DL men have a certain resentment toward women. Is this just about hiding secrets? Or is there something more psychological at play?
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How come you think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, but like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like you know, bro. Most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't want to be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get a girl. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there. So what they looking for, it ain't gonna be what you think.
Now don't think this is just one ex-bodyguard chasing clout, because multiple men have come forward with their own shocking stories about Busta Rhymes. And it goes back years. In 2020, a YouTuber named Trip Ollie shared a jaw-dropping encounter. He claimed that while heading to a Halloween party in NYC, Busta Rhymes tried to pick him up. At first, Trip thought nothing of it. Just a random, harmless interaction. But things quickly took a turn.
You know, going to a club, it was Halloween weekend, you know, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. Friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. You know, Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I'm like, and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? You know, and then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, you know, looking around, you know, looked at me, you know, still looking around. Meanwhile,
Trip claimed that Busta personally invited him to a VIP party. Nothing seemed too crazy at first. He assumed it was just another club night. But what he didn't expect was for things to escalate fast. Energy was off. The vibes too direct. It wasn't just about music or clubbing. Trip said it felt like there was another agenda in play, and it made him deeply uncomfortable.
You know, I'm about to go in this club. You know, we got a section. You know, you can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, you know, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, you know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course I'm excited, you know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite.
Trip was so shaken. He canceled the entire night after a heated argument with his friend, who wasn't cool with the idea of heading to Busta's party. Trip ended up stranded in the middle of NYC. But honestly, that might have been a blessing in disguise. Because judging by how things were sounding, who knows what could have happened if Trip had actually made it to Busta's VIP. Then came 2021, and the rumors flared up again. Word on the street. Busta was still allegedly trying to pick up men in clubs. But then came the biggest twist. Paparazzi reportedly caught him leaving a gay pride event with a trans woman. Oh, but it didn't stop there. Recently, Orlando Brown sent the internet into a frenzy when he dropped the bombshell, claiming he had been with multiple industry men, including Diddy, Busta, and several others. The streets. In shambles. the timeline, melted, and Busta.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That must have tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
What's that man? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's an Usher. And,
Why you not naming them?
It's my dad's friends. My dad sent his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Now look, we all know Orlando Brown has a wild reputation. Most people dismiss him when he starts spilling tea. But if you've seen his recent interviews, you'll notice something's different. He's calmer, more collected, and honestly, some of the things he's saying are starting to sound real. It's no longer just random chaos, it's truth wrapped in wild.
Documentary comes out called Quiet on Set.
I never had to work for Nickelodeon. I work for Disney. We don't do those things.
oh man, not the exhale.
Well, shout out to Nick Cannon. I won't do his money like that. What I will do is I'll say that the owner of Nickelodeon is Jeffrey Epstein, the guy that they've been trying to follow. And okay, now look at the characteristics of everything they said, and then look at everything that he did. I'm not gonna do that to Nick's money though. That's my brother. Like.
Now let's say the DL rumors about Busta Rhymes are one thing. That alone is enough to set the internet on fire. But what really needs to be addressed is Busta's history of explosive behavior, especially when it comes to lashing out over the smallest things. Just like Diddy, Busta has a long list of sketchy altercations tied to his name. Let's take it back to 2006, when prosecutors tried to press charges after he got into a heated altercation with a random bystander. According to Billboard, authorities even claimed Busta had a machete hidden in his vehicle. Yeah, a whole machete. It's giving rage. It's giving unhinged. And when you connect that to the whispers circulating today, it starts to paint a much darker picture. Busta found himself in trouble again in 2007, after getting arrested on a misdemeanor charge for allegedly assaulting his former driver over a money dispute. He ultimately pleaded guilty to both charges and received 3 years of probation. But the drama didn't stop there. A fan later alleged that Busta threw water bottles at him and had his bodyguard punch him in the face. According to the New York Post, in 2009 Busta was ordered to pay the fan $755,000. And all the fan did, tried to leave Busta's show early. He had pulled up expecting to see Fabulous, but when Fab didn't appear, he got up to leave while Busta was finishing his set. At that point, Busta allegedly snapped, yelling, "Get down! I'm not good enough for you," before allegedly hurling 2 more water bottles and ordering his bodyguard to punch him. Given Busta's volatile temper, this isn't shocking at all. He and Diddy have been tight since the 90s. But aside from their similar anger issues, there's another rumor floating around. One that's even more disturbing. It's been whispered for years that both Busta and Diddy have a preference for much younger men. And let's be real, Busta's whole stance on this Diddy case, it's looking real suspicious. Because when the allegations against Diddy first broke, Busta's immediate response was telling his followers to hold off on judgment. Why? That's the real question.
There has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in, and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, you know, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's as sensitive as this. People don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is.
Have you had the chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, like, it got a little out of control. A lot of the times when people are going through things, you gotta respect the space and the privacy that they need to process how they're gonna deal with the things that they're going through. I just wanna see the right end result.
Now with the DVSA and their alleged multiple victims, including children, telling people to mind their own business, why would you even feel the need to say that unless you were subtly protecting someone else? It makes you look extremely suspicious. But now that the Diddy scandal has exploded, with multiple lawsuits, federal raids, and even an official indictment, Busta is suddenly acting like he barely knew Diddy. Busta might be dodging questions and playing clueless for now, but let's be real. He won't be able to avoid this for long. Because rumors are already flying that his name is about to be exposed in 50 Cent's upcoming Diddy documentary. And if there's one thing we know about 50 Cent, it's that he never forgets. He's one of the few rappers who straight up refused to party with Diddy. And he was one of the first to start exposing the shady business happening behind closed doors.
You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture, who's saying anything is because they participated. So.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go to the 90s and Keefy D said they paid him to do pop.
Yeah.
So like, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries that went to Tubi, but the series...
But now, the time has come for 50 Cent to drop everything. Sources claim this documentary on Diddy is about to be the industry's worst nightmare, and that nobody is safe. The streets are talking. And if we know anything about 50 Cent, it's that he moves strategically. Just because he wasn't involved doesn't mean he wasn't watching. You already know he was watching everything from the sidelines, taking notes on every rapper who accepted Diddy's invitations. We still don't have an official release date for 50's documentary, but we do know this. It's being produced by G-Unit Film and Television Incorporated. It's dropping on Netflix. It's directed by Emmy-winning filmmaker Alex Stapleton, which means this is about to be high quality and unfiltered. For years, rumors have been swirling about certain rappers who allegedly partied wild with Diddy, and insiders swear Busta Rhymes' name is on that list. And let's face it, Busta threatening 50. That probably just made 50 double down even harder. Because if you know anything about 50 Cent, you know he lives to prove a point. The more you try to shut him up, the harder he comes for you. But behind the scenes, sources claim Busta has been scrambling, trying to pull strings, warning 50 Cent to keep his name out of the documentary. So what do you think? Is Busta really tied up in Diddy's mess? Or is his name just being thrown in the fire? And more importantly, is 50 Cent's documentary about to shake the industry to its core? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't miss the next one. Because let's be real, if Busta's name is on that list, there's no way 50 is cutting him out now. The real question is, what is Busta so afraid of? Because if there's nothing to hide, why not just ignore it and keep moving?